Hello and welcome to Rockstar Manager. I'm Dr. K, the management professor, and in this episode we talk about 9 different ways to lead. Regardless of what you're responsible for, you'll definitely find a leadership style in this video that you can relate to and enhance your leadership skills. You don't necessarily need to have a formal position of authority to be a leader. Before we get started, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button down below and also hit the notifications button so you see each time I post a new video. As I discussed in my other leadership videos on this channel, the notion of leadership has been studied for more than a century, and we continue to be intrigued by various leaders and their particular styles. Here, we'll review 9 approaches to lead. You decide which style fits your personality and how you can use what's in this video to take your leadership to the next level. In fact, let's talk about the environment or the situation. I have a video specifically on situational leadership if you want to dive a little deeper. I'll put the link in the description. But for this video, let's talk about situational leadership and how it impacts you. First, let's give credit where credit is due. This leadership style was originated by Fred Fiedler. The concept of situational leadership is quite simple. The situation and the leadership style should match to produce a successful outcome. If the leader isn't able to adapt to the situation, then something needs to change. If it will help to provide training or a mentor, do that to ensure a successful outcome. Otherwise, find a new leader for the situation. It's painful to watch when you know the leader doesn't match the situation. So if you know you're a good leader, but you just can't seem to get in your groove, it's okay, it's not you, just change the situation. Think about what environments make you thrive and try to showcase your skills in those industries. The more win-win situations you can create, the more you'll enjoy your career. The first known leadership theories were the trait theories. Here, the concept is quite simple. The leadership style is based on the personal characteristics of that leader. This means that a single trait could successfully anticipate leadership qualities, not behaviors, but qualities. Such traits include intelligence, charisma, self-confidence, high energy, integrity, and expertise. Specifically, research proved that these traits exemplified strong leadership. Think about the traits that your family, friends, and coworkers would use to describe you. How would those traits be used in situations that you have to lead, and what outcomes can you already anticipate? Authentic leadership is another way to lead. Here, the leader is genuine and sincere, which unfortunately isn't something you can anticipate from everyone. With authentic leaders, you can expect this leader to be ethical, trustworthy, earnest, humble, and reliable. What's great is that authentic leaders have strong values and are confident in their beliefs. These leaders also frown upon negative behaviors such as acting unethically or engaging in otherwise undesirable activities. Authentic leadership does not mean you can say, this is who I am and people can deal with it because it's who I am authentically. That's just snotty. Here, you can assume authentic leaders are quality people and they choose quality people to associate with in their lives. Living to a higher standard is extremely respectable, but it's not always easy to do. It's a decision you have to make and a daily effort to be considered an authentic leader. It also means these types of leaders make fair, objective decisions and don't play politics. LMX, the leader-member exchange theory. This theory is based on the relationship between the leader and the subordinate. This relationship is dynamic because observers can see how the relationship between the two parties is in sync. Oftentimes, the subordinate, or a particular group of supporters, is entrusted with special projects, usually resulting in increased job satisfaction, higher morale, a reduction in turnover, and stronger performance. What's different about this manner of leadership is that it focuses specifically on the dyadic relationship, or two parties, rather than just the leader, whereas previous theories focused on one person in the relationship, the leader. Here, the leader must develop a dynamic relationship with at least one subordinate who can take work to the next level as a result of the relationship between the two. Another way to approach leadership is through servant leadership. This is one of my favorite leadership styles to discuss for many reasons. First, you don't have to be in a position of authority to exercise it. It's a matter of taking charge of a situation to work for the betterment of others. Quite simply, that's what servant leadership is, putting an organization or situation ahead of your own self-interests. The notion of a servant leader, developed in 1970, was by Robert Greenleaf. Servant leaders are often associated with a service to others. Its concept evolved through various scholars, and what you need to know is that servant leaders empathize with their subordinates. They attend to their needs, they're inclusive, and they work towards a worthy cause. If you want to learn more about servant leadership, hear about an amazing example, and see if it fits in your business model, please check out my servant leadership video. I'll put the link in the description. Similar to the trait theories are behavioral theories. Behavioral theories of leadership assume specific behaviors are what distinguish leaders, specifically exhibiting behaviors that are most conducive to group productivity. Research for this theory began in the 1940s and 1950s. The Ohio State University conducted extensive studies examining leader behavior. After observing more than 1,000 behavioral dimensions, they concluded that there were two recurring dimensions described by employees. 1, initiating structure, and 2, consideration. The former is a formal approach describing roles and expectations, tasks, and outcomes. The latter is built around relationships between the leader and the subordinate. Similarly, researchers at the University of Michigan studied leader behavior, and after much research, they categorized behavioral orientations: employee and production. Employee was focusing on the relationship, and production was focusing on the technical aspect of the leader role. So here, it's easy to conclude that some leaders take on relationship-based styles and some take on task-based styles. It likely depends on your personality. Think about it. Some people are noticeably people-oriented and some are driven by tasks. Where you naturally fall will likely be how you approach this leadership style. Now let's talk about the path-goal theory. Robert House built the path-goal theory in 1971 by expanding upon the research from the Ohio State studies, as well as the expectancy theory of motivation. The idea here is that the leader takes on the responsibility of creating the framework, the path, to successfully achieve specific results, the goal, of the task or project. If you have a young professional or new subordinate, this type of leadership style will be a natural fit. As you progress through your career, you're often charged with a task or project and are expected to complete it with minimal guidance. In the case of the path-goal theory, the leader provides the path, or step-by-step expectations, that the subordinate is expected to follow. Then they will achieve a successful outcome or the predetermined goals. Now let's talk about transactional leadership. This type of leader holds a position within an organization and is often a junior or first-time supervisor. This leader is responsible for ensuring his or her direct reports achieve their predetermined goals on time, within budget, and with high quality. Once this team is operating like clockwork with minimal errors and conflict, this transactional leader can begin to introduce various motivational techniques and embark on the journey to develop as a transformational leader. Transformational leaders take ordinary situations and transform them into extraordinary outcomes. They are known for motivating their employees. Research proved that this type of leadership style transcends disciplines, meaning transformational leaders can be successful in the workplace, in sports, the military, and in educational settings, among others. Instead of producing results that meet objectives, transformational leaders often create strong, cohesive teams that deliver exceptional results. These leadership styles we just discussed are not mutually exclusive. You can exercise more than one of these styles to lead at any time, and that's actually the value that you bring to the table. Pair these styles with your personality and use them to develop how you lead. If you're interested in learning more about leadership styles, check out my leadership playlist, read my book, Be Your Best You, the ultimate research-based guide to outstanding leadership, or you can check out my other books, Rockstar Manager from Theory to Practice, or Mindset, a research-based approach to understanding motivation. Thanks for your time, be your best you, and be a rockstar manager.